Hey everyone, it's Zach, and today is another episode of Hope for Master Ball. Now, we started off pretty rough last night when the ranking reset. My 3 warm-up matches were all losses, and then on the video I went 2-1, but I'm still in Great Ball Tier 8, so that's something I'm not too excited about. So today we're going to try to move our way up, and hopefully get out of the Great Ball Tier. We have been using our Terrakion team with Urshifu, Terrakion, Incineroar, Emolga, Amoonguss, and Whimsicott. So, one thing that I've noticed is just how good Expanding Force is, especially a Hatterene Indeedee combination, which is crazy because like at the beginning of like this season of VGC, the 2020 season, Hatterene Indeedee like Trick Room was so good. Like it started getting walled out by double rock side flinches and whatnot. Like Tyranitar and Excadrill was also big back then, but Expanding Force just makes this combination even better. It really revitalized it, so it's definitely something that I want to use. But hopefully we also find a way around it, because so far I've tried some different stuff and I really haven't had any good answers, especially with Magic Bounce on Indeedee. Not Indeedee, Magic Bounce on Hatterene, so you can't taunt it, you can't put it to sleep with Sleep Powder or anything like that. Like it's really tough. So our first opponent is Frankie at a rank 9, and he definitely here has a Trick Room team as well. I definitely think Terrakion and Whimsicott can be a good lead. A +4 Rock Slide will do really good against supposed Trick Room setup with Indeedee and Dusclops. So it counts on who we see lead. So we have the Dusclops and the Lapras actually. So the thing is, I know that +4 Max Rockfall KOs the Lapras. But I'm worried about seeing an ally switch. So I just want to see. This probably is the wrong play to make, but I do want to see how much a +4 Rock Slide does to a Gmax Lapras. Knowing my luck, we'll probably end up missing it though. Okay, we've set up the Terrakion, and let's see how much Rock Slide does. And we're still able to one-shot the Lapras, so that is an awesome calc to know. I don't know if there's any bulk in that. I would assume so, because you're depending on Trick Room. Unfortunately, Dusclops still does get the Trick Room off. But the fact that we broke my opponent's Gigantamax turn 1 was actually really good. So I think here I want to protect, and I definitely want to switch in the Amoonguss because Rage Powder and Spore support will really help out against this Conkeldurr. Not to mention keeping Whimsicott preserved for when Trick Room is over. We'll see a Nightshade go out into the Amoonguss slot. And a Drain Punch. And we see that it's Flame Orb, so we don't have to worry about any redirection. Do I want to max? I think here our best bet is to Rock Slide, so we're going to Rage Powder and Rock Slide. And we actually see the ally switch, so I'm glad we Rock Slid. So Amoonguss is just going to Rage Powder and take probably a Drain Punch. And we'll get a Rock Slide off, which will hit both these Pokemon. And now that Dusclops is gone, we don't have to worry about any more Trick Room. And then we see the Torkoal. So here, I think my priority is definitely just to stall out the Trick Room. And for that to happen, I definitely want to protect. And then I want to switch out the Amoonguss. And probably get a Intimidate off. Drain Punch, if it goes into the Amoonguss, it's going to do a lot. But if you try to go after that Terrakion and then just use Eruption with Torkoal, Incineroar should take the best out of the Pokemon in the back. So I think here it's actually best to switch out Terrakion. We'll go into Amoonguss and we will just fake out this Torkoal. And we haven't used our Dynamax yet, so... Conkeldurr will heal back from Drain Punch. But everything has went back to normal. So I think here our best move is just to Spore this Torkoal. And Flare Blitz the Conkeldurr, just for some damage. And we do survive. The Flare Blitz will probably take us out. But if we can get the sleep on Torkoal, we basically have this sealed. And there we go. We're able to Spore and put the Torkoal to sleep. And it's going to take its first turn of sleep. So here we can just bring in Terrakion and Stomping Tantrum. We'll just Giga Drain for damage. We really shouldn't need it. And then we will just Stomping Tantrum the Torkoal. And the battle is going to be canceled. Yeah, I mean... Mach Punch does so much to Terrakion, especially from Conkeldurr. So it was just in our best interest to just switch Terrakion out, especially because our Whimsicott was still preserved, and try to set it up later. So it was max HP. And looks like... So that was pretty good. I love the damage output that you can put on Lapras. I know in the last episode I was able to Oko one using max Rockfall, but I didn't know about Rock Slide, so knowing that is really good for information. We have our next opponent, and we see the NDD male, Arcanine, Dragapult, Druddigon, I think that is. I think that's Druddigon, Urshifu, and Togekiss. I think with the Arcanine and NDD male, I think, and with Dragapult and Togekiss potentially carrying a max Airstream, I think Amoonguss is actually not a decent bring in this matchup, which is why I went Incineroar. If we see its Togekiss lead, we can assume that it's probably going to be the Follow Me. Okay. So I know this Pokemon has rough skin. I think we see a Follow Me here, so I'm just going to Helping Hand and hopefully take out the Togekiss. Especially with Urshifu in the back, if we can take care of this Togekiss early, that gives Urshifu a lot more room to operate. And we see the Follow Me come out from the Togekiss. Okay, that's good. And we get a flinch, so that's the best thing we could probably see. So I want to say we just do the same thing again. There's really no reason not to. Okay. So there's 2 Pokemon down. We didn't Dynamax, and we haven't even beat up yet. My question is, who do you have in the back? We'll see the Arcanine. And the Dragapult. So I do want to set up the Tailwind so I can outspeed the Dragapult. We'll probably see the Dragapult here. Dynamax. And it's actually the Arcanine, so I'm really worried that we're going to see beat up here. We did set the Tailwind though, so that's pretty critical. And we do about 40% damage. And activate a Key Berry. Thank goodness it wasn't a weakness policy, and we do see the beat up. And we'll see a Max Starfall come out and one-shot the Terrakion. Here I just kind of want to bring out the Incineroar to get an Intimidate off. And not only that, but we should be able to use Darkest Lariat to break a potential Sash on that Dragapult. We just have to hope that we outspeed both these Pokemon with Tailwind. And you're just going to go for beat up again. Okay. So the question is, Arcanine at this point can only take out one Pokemon. Who do you target? And we'll see the Max Quake. And a special defense boost. But with Urshifu in the back, we should have this handled, right? Because if my Incineroar outsped you and Tailwind, and we still have 2 more turns, so I think here our best bet is just to G-Max Rapid Flow, and we are going to Helping Hand. I think it was definitely good that we didn't just rush to Dynamax Terrakion turn 1 or turn 2, especially with the damage output we had. And we are able to take out the +6 Arcanine. Okay. Really good strategy to keep those 2 in the back. I really didn't even think about it until I saw the Arcanine was Dynamaxing over the Dragapult. But I think we played that really well. And I'm really glad I didn't bring Amoonguss to that one. Okay. Let's see if we can win another one and get up on the win count. Our next opponent is Xander with Lucario, Dragapult, Chandelure, Mimikyu, Togekiss, and Whimsicott. This is definitely quite the beat-up strategy with Lucario and Dragapult, or even Lucario and Whimsicott. But I think we go the same strategy, except in this situation we might Tailwind turn 1. It counts. Who do we see? Do we see the Whimsicott or do we see the Whimsicott or do we see the Dragapult? Mimikyu and Chandelure. So one of these Pokemon are going to be Actually, I just want to target down that Chandelure. So we'll see a Shadow Sneak. And that will actually break the Focus Sash and Heat Wave. Ooh. Very nice. Oh, and Mimikyu will avoid. Okay, so Chandelure did not have the Focus Sash, so if we see a Whimsicott, that's definitely who we will see have it. I think here is a good time to bring in Incineroar. And I think here we see the self-procced weakness policy. So I definitely have to break I have to break Mimikyu's Disguise. I really don't know how I play myself out of this one. Especially the Dragapult here can just like max Airstream and really just outspeed me for the rest of the match. So we're going to see both Dragapult and Terrakion Dynamax here, and I think we see a Shadow Sneak self-procting weakness policy from the Mimikyu. Yep. Okay. And Dragapult's hands down the fastest thing on the field, so... And Incineroar is actually going to survive, so that's really good. But we do get an attack drop on Terrakion. And that will really help. So here, there's really no going about it. I'm going to lose my Incineroar to a Shadow Sneak, and then probably just lose Terrakion to a max Warwim. So I think we just have to try to hope that something hits. We're actually going to see a max Geyser. And that'll be enough to take out the Terrakion. And here, Mimikyu will probably play rough, which has a chance to miss. But it doesn't anyway. Ugh. So fortunately, you did boost. My water attack. Do I survive a hit though? Max Lightning. Wow, he came for everything. Good game. So unfortunately, I definitely lack redirection when it comes to moves. I think Spore would have done well there, but to lead Spore like that, especially when there's a Chandelier on the field, like that could have been really bad. But anyways, what do you think? I'm definitely working on a replacement for Emolga because it's just not putting up what it should. It wasn't a good idea. Anyway, I don't know why I did it. I guess I learned. But how do you like my team so far? How are you doing in this new series and this new season of online ranks? Let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more VGC content, and I will see you guys in the next one.